The centrepiece of today, obviously, apart from our panel, was the Prime Minister talking about economic reform and putting reform back to business. In fact, he opened the door up for business. He wants you. So while we have our business leaders here, so Olivia, I'll throw it to you, an opportunity to reform, what would be one big thing, do you think, that could get Australia moving?
Look, I think what I heard this afternoon from the Prime Minister was that no idea is off the table, which I think is really encouraging. So it's not necessarily a case that the government is setting a prescriptive order of what the discussion is going to be. So I think that is a great thing, that they're going to be open-minded to many items for discussion. That has to include everything from workforce reform to general issues around tax reform. So I think if it is going to be an open debate and discussion, and that the government is going to be open for all ideas, including from the business community but from other important drivers of the economy, I think that is probably what's required. There is a huge amount of change occurring, and I think it is important for Australian companies to be open for investment, but you can only do that if the government settings are right. So I think it's timely. And we'll wait and see what comes out the other side of his Productivity Commission. Just on investment,
you're spending a lot of money. My group is spending a lot of money with the new warehouse in Melbourne, on the outskirts of Melbourne. New high-tech warehouse, big investment. Has there been hurdles to getting that investment ahead, or it was just a lot of hard work getting to where you are today?
Oh, look, I think so. What we're talking about here is an automated warehouse, which is actually really common for many retailers, not only Australia but overseas. And you do that because it obviously improves the customer experience ultimately, particularly for those customers shopping online. It's an important investment. We've actually got 5 warehouses across Australia, so this is just one of them. And I think that this is where it is important for companies to have confidence that the economy is going to continue to grow and prosper, and we have consumers which are going to be able to have the money to spend so that we can make this investment, because this is significant for us, but ultimately it's going to deliver a better experience from our customers. We're always focused on, yes, it's an investment from an infrastructure perspective and it's important from technology, but ultimately it's going to deliver a better experience for the customer, because the competition for Myer and all retailers in Australia is strong, and it's not from competitors here in Australia alone, it's global now. So we need to make sure that our experience, including online, is a really slick one to make sure our customers choose us over others.
Yep. And Ed, in terms of your area or expertise, in terms of what you'd suggest to the Prime Minister in terms of one big reform, one big hit for a reform, what would you be thinking?
If I reflect on the Labor government's first term of government, we were very heavily involved in the gig economy reform, and for the avoidance of doubt, we are pro-reform and really wanted to see that. But I guess what we were advocating for was modern reform for a modern form of work. And making sure that we have the right safety nets in place, but we are increasing innovation and new technology and new ways of working. And so we think the government struck a pretty good balance there in the first term, and I guess thematically that's what we would like to see in the second term, is Australia is a better place because of safety nets, but not slowing new innovation and technology and new ways of working down. And then selfishly for Uber, as we think about policy, advocacy and reform, there's probably 2 things we'd love to see the government partner with us on. The first is autonomous vehicles. There's an explosion of autonomous tech and self-driving technology, particularly in the US, but also the Middle East and Europe. And we would love to work with the government to set the regulatory pathways in track to enable that here in Australia in the decades to come. And then the second is for Uber Eats, we're on the front line for packaging, and we spend so much time with restaurants about how do they have more sustainable packaging options. And it's really hard. There's a myriad of different standards across the country. When you think about recycling infrastructure, it's different at a state level and a local council, and it's really complicated. And consumers also don't know what they need to do. And everyone wants to do the right thing, but it's hard. And so we think there's an opportunity there for us to do that better in Australia.